When you really need care, you need 24/7 access to a care team, not a maze of paperwork from a third party. Every day, America's hospitals and health systems show up for you. Navigating healthcare can feel overwhelming, but you can count on real doctors, real nurses, real people, providing quality, around-the-clock care when you need it most. They're in your corner, in communities across America. Your neighbors, your lifelines, right beside you, holding your hand and helping find answers. That's what putting patients first actually means. Learn more at strengthenhealthcare.org. Brought to you by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Healthcare.
We're back here on the Yaffee program. Always here, News Talk 770 AM 92.5 FM WVNN. As you know, it's a revolution in common sense. Making radio great again, making Alabama radio great again. So one of the big stories here in Alabama right now is what happened with Ernie Yarbrough. Now, he's been in the legislature just a couple of years. He's been great since he's been in there. I mean, been really good. And this is really unfortunate. Obviously, it's unfortunate because his son got injured. That's the biggest thing. But this is going to hurt his political career, and it's going to hurt those who really support the Second Amendment in the legislature. I mean, it's just the reality. Now, we have to find out more details. I'll read you some of the story here from YellowHammerNews.com. I know our local news partners have been updating it throughout the morning as well. It says Lawrence County Sheriff's deputies responded Saturday evening to the home of State Representative Ernie Yarbrough after his 6-year-old son accidentally shot his 13-year-old brother in the back of the shoulder. Now, Yarbrough's wife called 911 to report the incident. The family transported the injured child to the emergency room before deputies arrived and later took him to Children's Hospital in Birmingham. Now, Lawrence County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Brian Covington talked about this to the Decatur Daily. Covington said the 6-year-old had retrieved an AR-style rifle and accidentally fired it, striking his 13-year-old brother in the back of the shoulder. Now, the good news is the 13-year-old suffered non-life-threatening injuries and is reportedly back home recovering. So the case is under investigation. Now, I keep mentioning that we need more details because other than the fact that the 6-year-old accidentally secured the firearm, we don't know where the firearm was. Was it locked up in a case? Was it just laying under the bed or something? We don't know. Because let's say it was locked up in a case or something, and maybe the 13-year-old was the one who took it out of the case, handed it to the 6-year-old, whatever it might be. That kind of changes things. If it's just under the bed and you just have a bunch of guns laying around, that if you have a 6-year-old, I'm sorry, it's completely irresponsible. As someone who has kids myself, trust me, I understand how kids, it is amazing what kids can get into. I've joked about how my daughter Evie is like drawn on the walls. She'll get like a step stool and grab things, and it can be pretty dangerous. So I'm not saying it's easy to keep up with your kids, but when we're dealing with firearms, you have to find a way. You have to find a way to lock it up. Now, I'm not a legal expert either, so I don't, legally speaking, can they file charges? I'm guessing the details matter there as well. But the real problem is every time you talk with, say, Democrats who really push for gun control, they will always throw stats at you about how kids are accidentally hurt or killed by guns in the home. And they use that stat to really push the need for gun control. And a lot of times the response from, say, a Yarbrough or those who support the Second Amendment, a lot of times the response is, well, we're talking about responsible gun owners. The vast majority of gun owners are responsible. They can lock it up. They teach kids about it so this kind of stuff doesn't happen. They protect their kids in that regard. And they'll say it's an insult to say that gun owners are irresponsible. Well, I'm sorry, but it's going to be much more difficult for Ernie Yarbrough to make that argument. And he's going to have to. He's going to be in the legislature. He has pushed for Second Amendment laws in Alabama. It's going to be more difficult for him to push those laws because of what happened here. As I mentioned, we need some of the details, but that's just the kind of the reality. So it's unfortunate in a number of ways. It really is, because he's been a pretty good lawmaker. I mean, he's been the main sponsor of the Lake and Riley Act, the Alabama version, which is finally making some progress. Apparently, there's another incident in the country where, once again, an illegal immigrant killed someone. We can talk about that story later on. But he's been a pretty good lawmaker. Now, according to this, the case is under investigation and has been forwarded to the Lawrence County District Attorney's Office. It says the first-term lawmaker has not publicly commented on the shooting. And my friends at Yellhammer News have reached out, but they have not heard back. Eventually, he is going to have to comment on this. And we had some good text messages earlier. I know Dale Jackson during his show was talking about this a lot. I was talking about it with him. My general take is there is a little bit of wait and see because we don't have all the details. But this looks very, very bad when your 6-year-old is able to get an AR-style rifle and shoot his brother with it. What led up to that? And usually this would just be kind of a general news story. But the fact he's a lawmaker who really promotes Second Amendment rights in the legislature and is very, very conservative. Been on the show a couple times and been pretty good on the show a couple of times. That makes this even a little bit more concerning. So we can get your take on it. I'd like to see what you think. Should he be held responsible? Does this undermine our Second Amendment argument? What's going to happen in the legislature? You can tell me. We have our Yaffee text line as always, 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. The text line is brought to you by RegenesisStemCell.com. So coming up in the show as well, we are going to get to what's trending with Austin. Austin's been producing. We'll do the Yaffee program rewind as well. We've covered a lot on the show. And, anything that you guys want to weigh in on, we can do. So you are listening to the Yaffee program. We'll be back here in just a sec. Stay with us.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
Every day, excessive delays and denials from big insurers keep patients from accessing the care they need. And when care is urgent, these delays can be disastrous. These practices cost billions in wasteful spending, driving up costs for American families. But while big insurers put up barriers, America's hospitals and health systems are in your corner, navigating endless reviews and appeals to get you the care you need when you need it most. It's time to curb these harmful practices and put the focus back on patients. Brought to you by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Healthcare.
Hey, football fans, it's Cam Hayward from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I still remember what draft night felt like for me. The nerves, the waiting, and then hearing my name called knowing everything was about to change. The 2026 NFL Draft presented by Bud Light is coming to Pittsburgh, April 23rd to the 25th. Enjoy 3 days of football, family fun, and the moment draft dreams come true. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access. Maybe I'll see you there.
I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. We'll fun it up. It better be fun. Have you ever wondered how our network actually works? Oh, wonder no more.
With the support of partnering businesses and individual donors, we help raise crucial funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids.
Visit us online at cmn.org.